Before the engagement day, my girlfriend announced she was pregnant. I happily broke the news to my parents, and everyone in the family was absolutely ecstatic. However, her family planned to use the baby in her womb to coerce me. The engagement party had been set beforehand, but they looked down on it, claiming it didn't match their family status, intentionally forcing me to use connections to switch the venue to a 5-star hotel. I wasn't very happy about it, but thinking of our upcoming child, I had no choice but to endure and let it slide. Who would have thought her parents would push their luck even further, skyrocketing the bride price from $880,000 to $1.88 million. My face immediately darkened. $1.88 million. This number was way too far off from our agreement. My girlfriend's mother spoke up. $880,000 was the price to marry my daughter alone. Now that she's pregnant, the bride price obviously has to double. I looked over at Liu Ruyan. Do you think the same way too? Liu Ruyan looked at me for a moment, lowered her head and softly replied, I listened to my mother. We had been together for 7 years, and our relationship was originally great, never once having raised our voices at each other. But I never expected she would be the type to blindly obey her mother like this. My mother knew I had a blunt personality, and fearing I might displease Ruyan and affect her health during the pregnancy, she pulled me aside to handle the negotiations herself. In-laws, we already agreed on a bride price of $880,000. You suddenly jacked it up to $1.88 million without discussing a single word with us beforehand. Doing this is a bit unreasonable. Ruyan's mother gave a forced smile and replied, If I really wanted to nitpick with you guys about etiquette or manners, I'm afraid you'd be kneeling down to talk to me right now. My mother was thoroughly embarrassed by her sarcasm, but for the sake of my happiness, she still endured it. My husband and I only have this one son. No matter how much money we make in the future, it will all belong to the 2 kids. We really can't scrape up this $1.88 million right now. Can we please negotiate this over? Ruyan's mother looked down at her daughter's belly, her tone filled with sheer disdain. A bride price of $1.88 million, not a single cent less. Otherwise, don't even dream of my daughter marrying into your family. Don't bother with those fancy words. What do you mean it will belong to my daughter in the future? Who can predict what happens down the road? Nothing beats cold hard cash right now. I spoke up directly. The difference between $880,000 and $1.88 million is a whole million. You didn't give us any notice, and suddenly made such an outrageous demand. Where is my family supposed to find that kind of money out of nowhere? I looked straight at Ruyan and asked, Is it true that without $1.88 million, you won't marry me anymore? I am a core technical staff member at a tech company, making over $1 million annually. While $1.88 million would be tough, if I scrambled, I could still manage it. What truly enraged me was the attitude of Liu Ruyan's family. The moment her mother turned around, she started talking trash about me to her daughter. Look at that, you haven't even married into their house yet, and they already look down on you like this. If you marry him in the future, what will your life even look like? Ruyan looked conflicted, grabbing my hand and dragging me straight out to the hallway outside, crying while begging me, Today is our happy day. Just for the sake of the baby in my womb, can you yield to my mother just a little bit? My heart was filled with resentment. Is this even a matter of yielding or not? Clearly your family broke their promise. Ruyan, don't forget you were the one who proactively proposed to me. Back then you made all kinds of solemn vows. Yet when our 2 families sat down to talk marriage, everything completely changed. The marital home my parents prepared 8 years ago, your mother complained it wasn't high class enough. She forced me to drop $5 million to buy a new car. My BMW, they complained that one car wasn't enough to go around, and forced me to buy an additional Mercedes to serve as a private car for their family. Because my salary is high, I didn't care too much about these material things, always thinking that, since she's marrying me, I shouldn't mistreat her. But they can't time and time again treat me like an idiot to be taken advantage of. Ruyan continued to persuade me. Lúc Bắc Mạc em biết chuyện này là thiệt thòi cho anh. But my family really needs 1.88 million yuan để lo đám cưới cho em trai. Tiền xính lễ nhà của xe cô ít nhất cũng phải 188 vạn. I looked at her with disbelief in my eyes. Ruyan, the bride price money I give to you, your mother is going to use to fund your brother's wedding. Clearly they are just using you as a gold-digging tool. Ruyan bit her lips tightly, not saying a word. Even though she didn't speak, I could already guess it. It was just that her parents thought because she was pregnant, I would definitely have to marry her, which is why they dared open their mouths to demand a sky-high bride price. I coldly said, Your brother getting married is your parents' business. Let them figure it out themselves. No matter what $1.88 million, I don't have it. Hearing this, Ruyan immediately got angry. Look back, Mac, I know you aren't someone who values money. Marriage is a matter between the 2 of us. As long as the 2 of us live happily, that's all that matters, right? Before we're even married, your family is already being this outrageous. If we actually get married, I'm afraid they'll just treat me like an ATM. Seeing that I absolutely refused to back down, Ruyan turned to beg my parents for help. Uncle, Auntie, I know my family is in the wrong this time, but if we don't have 1.8 million, my mother won't let me marry. Even if you don't think for me, you should at least think for your own grandchild. My parents, for the sake of the child, again endured and negotiated with Ruyan. In the end, the two families locked in the bride price at 1.66 million. After reaching an agreement, my parents immediately made calls to borrow money from relatives and friends. I wanted to stop them, but my mother held my hand and advised, Bakmak, let it go. 1.66 million we can scrape and borrow enough. You suffered an injury when you were young, and having children is a bit difficult. Now, just as we're preparing for the wedding, Ruyan already has good news, which can be considered a blessing granted to our family. Thinking about the child, everyone should just take a step back. I looked at Ruyan's pregnant belly, letting out a sigh. For the sake of the child, I had to endure one more time. An hour later, the money was finally enough, and everyone returned to the banquet room. Ruyan's parents, after receiving the 1.66 million, immediately called the waiter to serve the food. However, before anyone could even eat anything, Ruyan's mother spoke up again. Now that the bride price is settled, the matter of the housing also needs to be rediscussed. My mother was stunned for a moment and said, "Wasn't the 5 million marital home already bought?" Ruyan's mother smiled brightly and said, "That was a matter of before. Now Ruyan is carrying a life inside her, which means two people are moving into the groom's family together. The marital home naturally requires two properties. Let's just put this second property under Ruyan's brother's name." Hearing that, the anger that had just subsided inside me flared up again. My mother timely held my hand, signaling me to stay calm. My father looked at Ruyan's parents and said, "My husband and I only have Bakmak as our son. In the future, the assets will all belong to the boy. For the happiness of the two children, we will please you in any way but putting Ruyan's brother's name on the property deed. Isn't that a bit unreasonable?" Ruyan's mother mockingly replied. "Last year, the neighbor's daughter got married. The groom's family not only gave 1.88 million as a bride price, but also gifted the bride's family an extra house. Both are marrying off a daughter. If Ruyan is too inferior compared to them, won't people laugh at us later on?" I furrowed my brows, deliberating with my mother on what should be done. I stood up directly to counter. "You only mentioned the groom's family giving a bride price and a house. Why don't you mention that the bride's family also gave a dowry of 1.88 million and the latest Maybach model? Your family demanded so much money from me, and in the end, the dowry consists of only 2 blankets. Those things I have already endured them all. Yet now even a house for Ruyan's brother. You want to squeeze that out of my pocket too. Calculating things like that is truly too blatant. How can there be such a good deal in this world?" Ruyan's mother immediately criticized me. "The adults are speaking, is it your turn to butt in? Truly a country bumpkin who doesn't know manners, without a single bit of education." I turned to look at Ruyan. "Are you just going to stand there and watch your mother scold me?" Ruyan sat there, stammering, "Luke Bakmak, mother is an elder. Scolding you a few words is also for your own good." I reached out my hand and flipped the banquet table. "What kind of elder? Is she supposed to be? I think today she intentionally came here to cause trouble, more like, Ruyan, a bride price of 1.66 million is my absolute final limit. If you want to marry, then marry. If you don't want to, then just leave." Tears flickered in Ruyan's eyes. In the end, she still lowered her head and mumbled, "Everything? I will listen to my mother." Ruyan's mother stood up in anger, dragging her straight toward the door. "Ruyan, let's go. You are carrying his child inside you, which is no different from holding the destiny of the Liu family. He will come begging you sooner or later." Seeing Ruyan and her mother walking away, my mother hurriedly urged me, "Bakmak, go chase after her quickly. Ruyan is pregnant. You absolutely must not throw a tantrum with her. If nothing else works, your dad and I will move back to the countryside and transfer the house we are living in to Ruyan's name." I stood completely still without budging. "Mom, Dad, I have thought this through very carefully. Before we're even married, the Liu family already dares to blatantly dig for gold like this. If we actually get married, they will only push their luck even further. We might as well cut it off right now." "So your meaning is we are not having the engagement anymore?" I shook my head and replied, "No. The engagement party will still continue. Except we just need to switch to a different female lead now." I pulled out my phone and called the junior student who had been secretly crushing on me for years. "Come to the Denton Hotel right now. We are getting engaged." Tears welled up in my mother's eyes. "Bakmak, if you get engaged to someone else? What if Ruyan gets angry and harms the baby?" I coldly replied, "If it's gone, all the better. I want to let them know that my life cannot be controlled by a fetus. Instead of waiting for them to use the child to force me, I might as well cut off their retreat with my own hands and make them regret it for the rest of their lives. Half an hour later, my junior arrived at the venue. We got engaged amidst everyone's blessings and took a large, affectionate group photo. That very night, I immediately had someone use Express Courier to send that engagement photo to Liu Ruyan's house. I wanted her to know that, if she didn't want to marry, there were plenty of people ready to replace her. Meanwhile, Mother Liu was still brainwashing her daughter. Listen to your mother, it definitely can't go wrong. Now that you're pregnant, the Liu family can only be at our mercy. No matter what we want, they will have to satisfy it. Liu Ruyan's heart was thumping wildly, having a bad premonition. Mom, Luke Bakmak's personality is very unyielding. What if he really won't marry me anymore? Mother Liu claimed resolutely, you're carrying his bloodline. If he doesn't marry you, who else can he marry? Just rest assured, and get properly ready to be your bride. Right at that moment, the doorbell rang. Ruyan suspiciously received a package from the delivery man. After opening it and seeing the thing inside, her face instantly turned pale. Seeing her daughter's facial expression wasn't right, Mother Liu suspiciously stepped over. Ruyan, what's wrong? What's that inside? Liu Ruyan trembled as she held the large photo up in front of her mother. Mom, Luke Bakmak got engaged to someone else. Mother Liu snatched the photo from Ruyan's hand, her eyes staring intently at it. While Liu Ruyan said trembling, Mom, what should we do now? Luke Bakmak really doesn't want me and the baby anymore. Mother Liu immediately denied it. That's impossible. Didn't you tell me before that Luke Bakmak was once in a car accident? And having children is very difficult. You are carrying the Liu family's bloodline. Even if he wanted to get engaged to someone else, his parents wouldn't agree to it either. Liu Ruyan was completely panicked at this moment, jumping up planning to run outside. I have to go find Luke Bakmak to demand an explanation. Her mother tightly grabbed her daughter, stating with absolute certainty, this photo is fake. It's a Photoshop product. Luke Bakmak intentionally sent this photo just because he wants to make you anxious. If you run over there, you'll fall right into his trap. Hearing her mother's words, Ruyan's panicked mood stabilized a bit, but she still asked with uncertainty, Mom, is what you're saying the truth? This photo is completely fake. Of course, this is all just a trick by Luke Bakmak. If you compromise now, he will definitely walk all over you in the future. Think about it carefully. How much does Luke Bakmak value this child? How could he possibly abandon you and the child to go get engaged with someone else? Liu Ruyan recalled the moment she just found out she was pregnant, my joyful expression, and the fact that I endured everything for the sake of the child. She instantly felt that her mother was right. Mom, you are absolutely right. Luke Bakmak has a hard time having children. This baby is too precious to him. He definitely can't abandon me and the child to go get engaged to someone else. Mother Liu continued, he's definitely waiting for you. You must hold your ground. As long as that baby is still in your womb, everything is for us to decide. Yes, Mom, I'll listen to you. Seeing her daughter being so obedient, Mother Liu nodded in satisfaction. However, Ruyan waited for an entire month, yet still didn't see me reach out at all. In the end, she couldn't take it anymore and proactively looked for me. Coming home from work at night, I saw Ruyan cradling her stomach, standing right in front of my door. The moment she saw me, she eagerly stepped forward. Luke Bakmak, you're back. Was work tiring today? I brushed her hand off, my gaze cold as I looked straight at her. What are you here for? Ruyan gave a forced smile. Luke Bakmak, I came today naturally to talk things over. If we keep dragging this out, my belly will get bigger, and wearing a wedding dress won't look good anymore. My mother already agreed. As long as your parents transfer the name of the old marital home to me, then my brother will agree. Nothing is more important than the happiness of the two of us. I seriously couldn't understand how she could say such shameless words in such a matter-of-fact way. Who said I want to marry you? I already told you. The wedding matter between the two of us is over. Whomever you want to marry, however much bride price, or houses you want to demand have nothing to do with me. Please step aside. Don't block my door anymore. Ruyan's voice was full of anxiety. Luke Bakmak stopped talking out of anger. I am carrying your own flesh and blood. If you don't marry me, who else can you marry? I didn't even look at her once, my voice calm. You can get rid of the child. I will pay for the recovery costs, and I'm already engaged. The photo, didn't I already send it to you? Why haven't you received it yet? Ruyan had a serious expression. Luke Bakmak, how can you? Curse your own child, I know that. Photo was faked by you, just to make me anxious. Don't say things like that anymore in the future. What if the baby hears it and gets sad? I let out a sneer. Ruyan, who told you the photo is fake? I am indeed engaged. The wedding will take place in 3 months. There is no longer any relationship between us. Ruyan's face was full of disbelief. I don't believe it. Luke Bakmak, you're lying, right? You love me so much, love the baby that much. How could you possibly get engaged to someone else? You must be playing me. I pushed her away, my voice cold. Believe it or not, it's up to you. But if you want to make a scene, then beat it. Hearing the argument outside, my parents opened the door. Seeing Ruyan, they immediately stepped out to shield me behind them. What do you want to do? Seeing my parents, Ruyan looked like she saw a life-saving straw, instantly grabbing my mother and saying, "Auntie, please tell me it's all fake, right? Mac could never get engaged to someone else. All of this, he's just lying to me, right?" My mother's face darkened as she spoke the words that completely crushed the last ray of hope in Ruyan's heart. Mac is indeed engaged to someone else. Stop coming to harass our family. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. Ruyan was stunned on the spot, seemingly still unwilling to accept this reality. My parents and I didn't bother to care about her anymore, closing the door to enter the house. A long time later, Ruyan finally snapped out of it, frantically pulling out her phone to call her mother. "Mom, it's not fake. Mac really got engaged to someone else." Receiving the call, Mother Liu hurriedly rushed over. "You weren't making sense on the phone. What on earth happened?" Ruyan, looking like she lost her soul, stood in front of my door. "Mom, that engagement photo is real. It's not a Photoshop product. Mac doesn't want me and the baby anymore." Mother Liu immediately stepped forward, banging on my door repeatedly. Mac, get your ass out here right now. My daughter is still carrying your child inside her, and now you go get engaged to someone else. I won't let you get away with this. Get out here right now." The neighbors around heard Mother Liu's shouting and swarmed out one after another to see what was happening. Mother Liu immediately twisted the truth right in front of them, starting to smear my name. "This Mac is absolute scum. He dated my daughter for a whole 7 years, always treating her like a slave, wasting 7 years of her youth. Now that she's pregnant with his child, he betrays her and gets engaged to someone else. Mac, get out here. Today you must give me an explanation." My mother couldn't take it anymore either and opened the door to confront her directly. "You named Lou, stop making things up and talking trash over here, twisting the truth. It was clearly your family who broke the promise first, pushing your luck time and after time. My son was forced into a corner by you guys with no choice left, which is why he got engaged to someone else. Our family had lived here for over 10 years. My parents were genuinely kind people, and the neighbors had all witnessed it with their own eyes. Therefore, they didn't believe Mother Liu's lies at all. Instead, they looked at my mom and asked, Mac's mom, what exactly is going on with this matter? A while back, didn't rumors say your Mac was getting married? Everyone here was just waiting to have a celebratory drink for the 2 kids. My mother glared at Mrs. Liu and replied, "This was originally a private matter of our family, and I had no desire to go around spreading rumors or talking bad about others at all. But today you stand here fabricating lies, slandering, and smearing my son. I absolutely must demand justice and protect my child's reputation." Mrs. Liu immediately shrieked, "Your son got my daughter pregnant, and now he doesn't want to take responsibility. A person like that is pure scum. Stop trying to paint yourself in a good light." Hearing this, my mother didn't hesitate for a second, swinging her hand and landing a fierce slap right on her face. "If you dare utter one more word smearing my son, I'll show you what's coming to you." Mrs. Liu was normally used to acting bossy at home. Ruyan's father and Ruyan always yielded to her. When the 2 families discussed the marriage for the sake of my happiness, my parents had also endured 100 different things. Now this direct slap to the face from my mother completely dazed her. After snapping back to reality, she immediately clutched her face and ran behind her daughter to complain. "Ruyan, she actually dared to hit your mother. She's bullying me. Hit her back for me right now." But at this moment, Ruyan's eyes were locked dead on me, having no mental capacity left to care about her. My mother glared at Mrs. Liu, and she was so terrified she shut her mouth instantly, not daring to utter a single word. Seeing that Mrs. Liu had gone silent, my mother looked at everyone and said, "Initially, my son agreed to propose to Ruyan and decided to marry her. But ever since we started talking marriage, the Liu family has acted like total bloodsuckers. A marital home worth $5 million, a wedding car worth $1 million, plus $880,000 in cash for the bride price. We, for our son's happiness, didn't want to nitpick over the losses. Every single demand of theirs we agreed to. But right before the engagement day, their daughter found out she was pregnant. We thought this was double the joy, but who knew the Liu family would rely on the baby in her womb to start making utterly outrageous demands. On the engagement day, the bride price of $880,000 previously agreed upon suddenly became $1.88 million. Her mother even demanded that we buy an additional house to put under Ruyan's younger brother's name. And while her parents were doing all of this, Ruyan, my son's lover of 7 years, just stood on the side watching coldly, tacitly allowing all of that to happen. My son was truly hurt deeply by their family, which is why he canceled the engagement with the Liu family and switched to getting engaged to someone else. Hearing my mother recount the whole story from beginning to end, everyone shifted their stares toward Ruyan and Mrs. Liu, criticizing them. This isn't getting married at all. It's clearly treating the Luke family like an ATM. Seriously, today I've truly had my eyes opened. Only Luke Backmack's mom would have such a gentle temper. If it were me, I would have kicked both mother and daughter out of the door long ago. A good man like Luke Backmack. Marrying him is a blessing across several lifetimes. Yet their family still didn't know when to be satisfied. Now they're getting exactly what they deserve. Faced with everyone's criticism, Liu Ruyan finally snapped out of it in shock, realizing how she had let her mother get away with doing such outrageous things before. And she also understood that the fact that I chose to get engaged to someone else without leaving any way out meant I truly wanted to cut ties with her. She looked at me, her eyes filled with regret and agony. Luke Backmack, what happened before was my fault. I shouldn't have listened to my mother. Please don't break up with me. I looked at her with an icy gaze. Do you think saying these words now has any meaning at all? I'm already engaged to someone else. Between us, we can absolutely never go back to the way it was. Liu Ruyan emotionally stepped forward. She grabbed my hand. Luke Backmack, who in this world doesn't make mistakes. You can't deny me even a single chance to fix my mistake, right? We've been together for 7 years. I truly love you, and you used to love me too. What's more, I have your child in my womb. I coldly brushed her hand off. I can have a child with you, and I can also have a child with someone else. Liu Ruyan panicked, dropping to her knees right in front of me. Luke Backmack, please don't treat me like this. Everyone looked at her and mocked. If you really loved him that much, where were you before? Late-coming affection is cheaper than dirt. When your mother made things difficult, you turned a blind eye. Now that he's engaged, you start putting on a show. Get up quickly. Don't stand here causing discomfort to others. Mrs. Liu hurriedly dragged her daughter up, scolding her. What on earth are you doing? How could you kneel before him? All of my dignity has been completely thrown away by you. Liu Ruyan brushed her mother's hand off, kneeling down in front of me again. Mrs. Liu ran over to drag her again. During the struggle, Liu Ruyan fell hard to the ground. By the time she was rushed to the hospital, the baby couldn't be saved. Out of respect for our past relationship, I still gave Liu Ruyan 120,000 as a recovery fee. I thought everything would end here, and from now on, Liu Ruyan and I would go our separate ways, having absolutely nothing to do with each other anymore. Who knew Mrs. Liu still wouldn't let it go? She stood right at the gate of my apartment complex, screaming into a megaphone, calling me a heartless jerk, who also physically abused her daughter, causing her daughter to miscarry and committing a crime. Some passers-by who didn't know the truth used their phones to record it and posted it online, causing a massive wave of public backlash. Mrs. Liu took this opportunity to manipulate the netizens, slandering me for getting her daughter pregnant and then abandoning her, refusing to take responsibility, calling me a piece of scum who did all kinds of evil deeds. Netizens unanimously slammed me. He could even lay a hand on his pregnant girlfriends. This man named Luke Backmack truly has the heart of a viper. Last year, my cousin also faced a similar situation. Because of premarital pregnancy, the groom's family started pulling all kinds of tricks. Girls, you must absolutely never get pregnant before marriage. Everyone must stay away from this kind of person. Never marry someone like that, and let him stay lonely for the rest of his life. In just a short time, my personal information was doxed and posted everywhere by netizens. A barrage of netizens flooded my personal accounts to curse and insult me in front of my door. Radicals had even placed funeral wreaths earlier. Someone even photoshopped a deceased person's photo onto a child, cursing me to be haunted by spirits and never have peace. My parents and I went to the police station to report it. The police immediately summoned Mrs. Liu. The moment she saw me, she instantly looked like a wild beast ready for battle, her aura aggressively hostile. I was wondering why the police summoned me. Turns out it's you punk pulling tricks behind my back. I heard the netizens have tracked you down to your own house. Life hasn't been easy lately, has it? This is exactly your karma. I will make your whole family get the hell out of this city and go back to the countryside to live. The police immediately warned her in a stern voice. This is a police station. We suggest you adjust your attitude when speaking. At this moment, she still hadn't realized the level of severity of the issue, still casually saying, "So what if I talk like this?" I didn't break the law. Why are you guys arresting me? Take me back right now or else I'll sue you for abusing power. The police officer said sternly, "You mindlessly spread groundless rumors on the internet, slandering and fabricating things about someone else which constitutes defamation." Mrs. Liu wailed loudly. What kind of crime is defamation? I've never heard of it. Don't use those words to scare me. This lady right here wasn't raised to be a scaredy cat. An officer picked up a phone, opened her social media account, and interrogated her. Is this your account? The videos and comments posted on here, were they made by you? So what if they were? Is saying a few words also breaking the law? This response from Mrs. Liu completely admitted her act of defaming me online, becoming an undeniable fact. The police immediately pulled out handcuffs and locked her wrists. Social media is not a lawless place. You maliciously spread rumors to defame Mr. Luke, causing a serious impact on the life of Mr. Luke's family. The case is clear. You are required to publicly apologize to Mr. Luke immediately, while also being detained for 15 days and paying a fine of 500 RMB. After being handcuffed, Mrs. Liu instantly struggled. Let me go right now. Why are you detaining me? The police officer again warned her in a stern voice. Because you have violated the law. If you continue to resist law enforcement officers, the charges will only pile up. Only at this moment did Mrs. Liu realize she was currently inside a police station. Facing the police, this was not her home, and no one would endure or indulge her anymore. She was instantly terrified, obediently cooperating to record an apology video to me. After it was posted online, she looked at me begging, "Look back, Mac. Auntie did wrong. Auntie just casually posted a few complaints online, not expecting it to cause such a huge impact on you, and even less expecting this to be an illegal act. You are a generous person, so please don't take it to heart anymore." I curled my lip and looked at her. "Auntie, you're wrong to say that. People who know me all know that this Luke Back Mac has a blunt personality and an upright character. You made things difficult for me time and after time. If I don't teach you a lesson, I'm afraid you'll still think I'm a soft persimmon that can be easily squeezed." Mrs. Liu immediately shook her head. No, Auntie really knows her mistake now. From now on, Auntie won't dare to bother you anymore. Please forgive Auntie. Auntie is already old. How could I go to jail? It's too late to say anything now. For these 15 days, you just stay at the police station and reflect. My parents and I walked out of the police station in relief, just in time to run into Liu Ruyan, who was rushing over to visit her mother. Liu Ruyan, with an anxious look on her face, blocked my way. "Look back, Mac, I beg you. For the sake of the feelings between us, spare my mother just this once. In the future, I will definitely not let her bother you again." I scoffed and asked her back, "Is there still any affection left between us? Look back, Mac, we loved each other for 7 years. Even if you are angry at me right now and don't want to marry me, the feelings over this past 7 years cannot be erased." I sneered. "So you still have feelings for me?" "Sure then, when your mother smeared me online, instigating netizens to attack my entire family, why didn't I see you come forward to speak up for me, or stop your mother, Liu Ruyan? Before I was just blinded by love, which is why I couldn't see your true colors clearly. These 7 years of youth, I'll just consider it as having thrown them to the dogs. You and your mother get the hell out of my sight. Otherwise, next time, it won't just stop at a few days of detention." Mrs. Liu posted the apology video online, admitting that her previous words were all slander and defamation against me. The majority of netizens finally saw the light, but a small faction still spread groundless rumors online, saying I had powerful backing behind me, and that Mrs. Liu was threatened by me, which was why she was forced to post the apology video, to prove my innocence. I requested the police to extract the surveillance camera data from the 5-star hotel on the engagement day, and asked the police to use their official account to post it online. Mrs. Liu's ugly true face was completely exposed to the public. Netizens felt like they had been used, so they vented their anger and slammed Mrs. Liu. After Mrs. Liu finished her 15 days of detention, waiting for her outside would be a cyber violence onslaught, even worse than what I had endured. 3 months later, my junior and I got married. I paid an 880,000 bride price and bought our marital home outright. Her family gave a 660,000 dowry, along with a wedding car. Before getting married, I had told her, "Due to health reasons, it's hard for me to have children. In the future, we might not have any kids." She smiled and said she cherished who I am, wanting to walk with me until the end of our lives. Not because of my ability to have children. She accepted being by my side for life. Who knew that after being married for nearly half a year, she got pregnant? I felt incredibly surprised, feeling that heaven was truly being too kind to me. When taking her to her prenatal checkup, I took the opportunity to ask the doctor a question. The doctor said that car accident of yours was already a matter of more than 15 years ago. As for you having a hard time having kids, it was just a prediction based on the medical standards of that time and your health condition back then. Now looking at your health checkup results, your body is very healthy, without any factor affecting childbearing. I then brought my concern up to the doctor, but I was with my ex-girlfriend for 7 years, and she only got pregnant once. Isn't that proof that it's really hard for me to have kids? The doctor smiled and told me that doesn't mean the problem lies with you. It could also be that the problem lies with your ex-girlfriend. The infertility rate among women nowadays is also very high. Hearing the doctor say that, my heart instantly felt completely relieved. 3 years later, my wife and I took our child to the hospital for a checkup accidentally, running into Liu Ruyan and her husband of 3 years. She was being scolded by her husband. "I am an only child. I must have my own kid. If this treatment session still yields no results, then we are getting a divorce." Mrs. Liu stood on the side defending her daughter, saying, if this treatment session still yields no results, then we are getting a divorce. Mrs. Liu stood on the side defending her daughter, saying, no way. Ruyan will definitely be cured. She clearly had a child before. There's no way she can't give birth. The voices of the two were not quiet at all. Liu Ruyan felt her self-esteem being hurt, so she ran straight out of the hospital. Mrs. Liu chased after her. My wife, holding our child, saw me space out and softly asked, what's wrong with you? I smiled. It's nothing. It's not any important matter. There are things that originally just aren't worth bothering about anymore. Liu Ruyan's submissiveness and Mrs. Liu's greed were ultimately a bitter fruit they sowed themselves. For my future life, just having my wife and child by my side for peaceful and smooth days is already the most beautiful scenery. As for those irrelevant people, they will eventually fade away in the flow of time, no longer creating the slightest ripple in my life.